Algorand is a third-generation blockchain that claims it can be the Ethereum killer. Now, whenever I see Ethereum killers, I immediately become very skeptical because a lot of projects throw this out there to try and get retail investors to buy up the projects and get some pretty big market caps without much behind it. However, Algorand does have a lot behind it. It is a complex cryptocurrency that has been proven to work right well. In today's video, we're going to see if Algorand will go well into the future and see if it does actually have a future in the third generation blockchain space. Can it compete with Polkadot, Cardano, Avalanche, and all of these other third gen technologies? If you enjoy the video, remember to like the video up and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 500 subscribers and it is much appreciated. Also remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. So, the Algorand mainnet came live in June 2019. This means it's a relatively new project, and this was quite a bad time to launch in 2019 as the Algo token's price immediately plummeted in value because 2019 was not a good time for cryptocurrencies in general. Now, Silvio Micali is the founder of Algorand. From what I can see about this guy is he is a pretty legitimate person. He has been in blockchain for 10 or so years. He seems to know a lot about this and he has some quite good qualifications. More on that if you look up Silvio Micali on the internet. Algorand is managed by the not-for-profit Algorand Foundation. This is like a lot of other foundations where Algorand Foundation will simply make money because they hold a lot of the Algo tokens. So when it appreciates in value, they'll sell off some tokens and get some cash. Now, what actually is Algorand? Well, Algorand is a self-sustaining, decentralized network that supports a range of applications. Individuals can build decentralized applications on the Algorand network, they can use smart contracts on the Algorand network, and this can be done for a range of different things. Perhaps you may want to use a smart contract to improve your business's efficiency. If you don't understand what dApps or smart contracts are, I recommend you look at my Ethereum price prediction video as this breaks it down quite well. Algorand uses pure proof of stake as its consensus mechanism. Pure proof of stake allows Algorand to process 1,162 transactions per second without sacrificing any of that decentralization we love. Now, the blockchain trilemma says it's very tough for blockchains to be both scalable and decentralized at the same time, and this is a problem Ethereum suffers from. As such, Ethereum has quite high fees because of this problem. What pure proof of stake does to actually resolve this is it randomly chooses 1,000 nodes to process a block, and then one block will be randomly selected out of this 1,000 nodes to add its block to the blockchain. What this basically does with this random selection from the nodes is it basically means those with devices that do not have much computational power can process blocks. So individuals with smartphones or simple computers can add to the network and process blocks. Generally, what happens with cryptocurrency is one would want to make the network more scalable. So what they will do is they'll raise the hash rate. Raising the hash rate means it requires more computational power to add to the network and be a node, and this basically means only those with big and expensive computers can be nodes. However, Algorand solves this problem and allows everyone to be a node and process blocks. All this does is it means everyone from all walks of life can add to the network and it becomes a very decentralized network. That was a bit confusing and I hope it does make sense. So, Algorand allows users to create smart contracts on the blockchain, as I've already said, and Algorand currently has a market cap of 2.7 billion, making it the rank 39 coin on CoinMarketCap. I think this is relatively low for Algorand, and later in the video I'll explain to you why they have such a low market capitalization. Also, another thing to take into account is all the supply hasn't occurred yet for Algorand. This means they have a fully diluted market cap of 9 billion once they get all the supply out there. So, there is a total supply of 10 billion Algo, and the distribution of these Algo tokens will end at 2030, so it's got quite a long inflation schedule. There is currently a circulating supply of 3 billion, so about 1/3 of the total tokens have already been minted. The Algo token, like most tokens, is used for governance, so individuals can use the Algorand token to vote on the blockchain getting upgraded and progressing into the future. The Algo token is also used to pay for fees to execute smart contracts. The Algorand token is also used for staking. All this means is people will lock up their Algorand tokens to provide consensus and security to the network, and what happens is they'll get Algo tokens back to them in reward, hence staking the cryptocurrency. Now, Algorand has some big demand. Right now, Algorand's price is pushing up off all of the organizations and institutions using Algorand. The Algorand Foundation is very good at marketing. They go around the world marketing their crypto to everyone, and they've had a lot of success at this. So, more than 500 organizations use Algorand right now. No laughing number. Circle is the largest fintech company that is using Algorand right now. Circle has created the USDC stablecoin, and Algorand is used to help this stablecoin keep its price correct. Meld Gold uses Algorand, allowing users to transact tokenized gold through the blockchain. So this is tokenizing real-world assets and bringing them onto the blockchain, and I do believe this industry will do very well into the future. Algorand has also partnered with SIAE, which is the largest Italian copywriting agency. All this means is all the copyrights and all of the patents are publicly verifiable on the Algorand blockchain. So this is a pretty massive organization to partner with a blockchain, and this is very, very bullish for Algorand. Vesta is also a real estate company, and this is partnered with Algorand to make tokenized real estate. Many governments have also flagged that they want to make CBDCs. So these are centralized digital currencies where the government will make their own cryptocurrency, which will be centralized to reap all of the benefits from cryptocurrencies. However, it turns out it's not easy to make a crypto. Even governments are really struggling to do it. What they can do to make it a lot easier is they can build off Algorand, or they can build off any crypto really that allows it to make their own currency. Algorand are really pushing themselves as the perfect crypto to build off to make a CBDC. Already, the Marshall Islands are using Algorand to power the first national digital currency. So one country has already taken on board Algorand, and while the Marshall Islands is absolutely tiny, this is still a development, and it really means there are some big players getting ready. Algorand is already working with other countries and in talks with other countries to start their own CBDC. If Algorand gets a few big countries on its list, well then Algo token is going to go to the moon. So, about 80% of banks are currently considering CBDCs, so CBDCs are very, very popular right now. The Federal Reserve, Central European Bank, Bank of England are all considering CBDCs, and they're laying out regulation for these CBDCs, some very big names. These banks say that CBDCs can easily be complementary to money, and they'll have a bunch of use cases for the country. Currently, there is one other government other than Marshall Islands that have said they want a CBDC. This is the Ukrainian government. Now, the Ukrainian government have launched their CBDC, or will be launching their CBDC, off a currency called Stella. Stella, or XLM, is a bit bigger than Algorand. However, I don't really think Stella is a third-gen blockchain. It doesn't have the transactions per second, and Stella is inferior to Algorand in nearly every way I can find. It really does seem that if countries actually do their research, most of them will probably do Algorand and not Stella. Stella has a lot of marketing on regulation and regulation on their side. However, the blockchain does look a bit inferior at this current time. So, many of you are wondering, Algorand seems really great. It seems like one of the best cryptocurrencies out there. Surely it should be higher than $2.7 billion. It has a lot of promise with these CBDCs. This could be a $50 or so billion third generation blockchain. However, it is not that. And there are a few reasons that Algorand has had some extremely disappointing price action, which puts me off the project a lot. Early backers of Algorand are able to sell their Algorand. However, they can only do this as the price appreciates. So, when the price of Algorand goes up and hits $1, boom, the Algorand Foundation can sell some algo. So whenever it hits these nice round numbers, it's immediately rejected by the foundation, selling off tons of Algorand to make some money. Algorand has also continued to have a significant influx of supply onto the market, weighing down the price significantly. The market cap for algo has continued to go up, but the price has gone down because supply is unfortunately outpacing demand right now. And the Algorand Foundation are persistently selling algo every single day. They can't sell the token when it's low, but every time the Algorand token gets up, they sell more and more of their tokens, take more and more of their profits, and this is really hurting the price very badly for Algorand right now. So, let's conclude what we've found out about Algorand in today's video. Algorand is a third-generation blockchain that thinks it can solve the blockchain trilemma. I've gone through the technology in Algorand and why I do believe that this is one of the best cryptocurrencies at resolving some of Ethereum's problems. It can do 1,100 transactions per second, which is a lot more than Ethereum can do right now, and this is a ton of transactions per second. Algorand is a serious management team behind it. Silvio Micali has some good credentials on the project, and Algorand looks like it's on its way to securing a lot more CBDCs. If these CBDCs get secured, I do believe when more countries get onto Algorand, it will have some insane price appreciation going to the moon. However, we know why Algorand's price has been weighed down, and there are some serious risks with this project. If you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Also remember, nothing is financial advice. I haven't got Algorand token myself, and the reason I haven't bought it is because of these risks. It may be a mistake in the long run, as Algorand does have some really top fundamentals. Thanks for watching the video.